Hello and welcome back to the podcast, We Are Selling. This week is part 3 of Videos of Value. And Clint from My Video Producer has been with us every single week. The feedback has been amazing as we truly understand how video works. And today's podcast is brought to you by Realtor, the home of pitch, sign and sell. My name's Lee Woodward. Let's bring him back into the studio. Clint, welcome back.
Great to be back. Good to see you again.
Part 3, this is where we're going to bring it all together, and in true audio podcasting style, we've got a little 10-point plan checklist that reflects on the other 2 wonderful parts we've done, and I'll get you to guide us through as we look at these points and what we need to remember. But Clint, number 1 is videos of value are built to last and communicate. They're not one-off TikToks.
No, they're not. If you're using your videos properly, you're getting them into a platform that is searchable, that is continually searchable. So if we create this 26-week plan, that then sits in perpetuity on your platform and available. So that then when you start targeting your next niche, you're still targeting the niche before. So when you're looking at videos, we hear it all the time on, oh my God, that video is so expensive. Stop looking at how much the video costs. And I know that sounds ironic coming from a video guy, but if you're not looking at that and you're looking at it as, A, what value is it giving and what is the possible return on that? So if you were to break it down to how much per view of a good qualified lead, how much would you pay for that?
What a great back then, which would have been 20, 30 hours, lives on forever. You've got to look at videos of value, not as TikTok, but your articles of interest. These are your video blogs, how people profit from your knowledge rather than trying to shout and scream and get the attention of others. And I think it's a huge difference when the competition is not the competition when you don't do it because of the competition. I know myself, I do this weekly podcast because I'm passionate about what I train, what I teach, but also it's teaching me, because if you can't explain it, you don't understand it. And we did say that in part 1. Don't just photocopy something, learn about it, become knowledgeable and have that credibility to say, I did a video interview with the financial planners that specialise in moving into a retirement village. And this is the main things I learned, and I'll shoot you the video interview so that you've got it. But now we've got a video communications plan, and videos of value will return that value. And then we look at what people spend on a mailbox drop or a push campaign, and it's a one-off thing versus moving on into the future and being part of your followers. The second point was you need to target the avatar and the topic.
If you create the content that speaks to that person, they will engage with it. It's not ignoring the other audience. You're just choosing 26 weeks to target that audience. You're still doing your usual thing with the others, but then once you've finished that 26 weeks and you see how that's worked, you then build the next 26 to target a different one. So in 6, 7 cycles, you've got a whole library that's speaking to everyone at the same time for you.
And if you're about to go on holiday, hit the trigger, because you could be everywhere online while you're offline.
Well, that's it. If you live in a tourist destination and you've planned yourself a trip at Christmas because that's a few days you know that you can get a break, then why haven't you got the 10 best things to do at Christmas in whatever town?
Number 3 was it must have frequency and consistency.
Frequency is making sure that it's enough that people remember who you are and remember the value that you continually add. Consistency is that turning up constantly, but if you're smart in how you create it, using the example of when we're going to Perth, that's 6 months worth of content that they're going to have that the audience believes they're being consistent with, but they just took 2 days out of their life in January to create that.
What a powerful project method of doing, and knowing I'm covered for the year, I can focus on other things rather than panicking each week of what will I do now. The future belongs to the prepared.
That's the making it so that it lasts, because you're choosing that targeted video. It won't change in that 6 months. You obviously can't do monthly reports. You can't do all those on the fly things that should be a part of your raw content strategy. But you can do targeted plans because it's not going to change.
Yeah, what a key point. Targeted videos of value plans is different to continuous marketing. Continuous marketing is I'm in front of the signboard, I'm sharing the result. The top 5 video, the Did You Know campaign. They're all things that you need to be doing continuous, no different to the continuous phone calls that we have each day. Clint, number 4 was rebuild your profile video with the correct signals that you want to get to your correct audience.
Definitely. Be the authentic you. If all of you are probably working with a videographer and know them pretty well, talk to them. If you were to make a profile video of me, how would you present me? And have them do it. And they'll put forward what they see as your best assets. What I find quite easy to do when I'm working with agents and I don't know them yet, when I'm doing my research, I go to their About Us page, because what's important to them, they put into their About Us page. So it's a very easy place to find things that are important to people, because that's what they want to brag about.
And just on that, the About Us page, if it was written 10 years ago, it could be time for a refresh. I had a great experience. It was one of the Real Estate Hot Topics series, and Amber Wershen was the co-host for the whole year. And Amber is one of the most interesting media people I've had to work with, as she manages Amber. And Amber would actually speak in this second voice sometimes. I go, how's Amber? She's good. But what she was saying is she's on Dancing with the Stars. She's now just got a permanent gig for Channel 7 that anyone wants to report on real estate for the Sunshine Coast. Amber's going to be the face. But even for our magazine, when we had the Real Estate Hot Topics magazine, she would have a different photo every time. Yet I would notice everybody else's photo is the same every time, because we had people that were doing segments within the program. But just that refreshing the photography, refreshing your About You page, refreshing your signals in your agent profile video, this could be the new you, and probably the correct you for the first time. Clint, number 5 is you need to out-contribute the competition. Let them dance. Let them do what they're doing, but when you're bringing videos of value and answering real questions of the real estate community, you're out contributing, and that could be the connection.
Well, that's playing the long game. Yeah, you're going to get attention, and you might be the person that's talked about at the pub on Friday night from doing a cool TikTok video. But when it comes down to 6 months down the track and you've been putting in the hard work of just continuing to provide value to the community and not asking the what's in it for me question, then you're the one that's remembered.
Love it. Number 6, claiming digital doors, building followers. This is our new way of thinking.
Look, claiming digital doors is just as important as claiming a door. If you've claimed their digital door and you're in their feed more than anyone else because you're providing value, then you've claimed that door in another way. So you're doubling down on it and just increasing touch points. And it's a nice soft way to continue to add value to them without continually knocking on the door saying, hey, do you need a market update?
Yeah, and it's amazing how you can layer this. So I was speaking with a lady last night who's just been on the program, and she's got 2,000 price updates out this year, going hard. And she's using ID for me and doing really well. The layering now is send your video weekly to each of those doors, that 2,000 doors. That can be a text-based video. And I noticed that you can copy the link off Facebook and text that out to bring them back to Facebook or back to wherever you're trying to go. That seems to me a really smart way of going, 2,000 people in my database, I'm shooting the link to get them back to Facebook versus them finding you on Facebook.
Yeah, definitely. Look, it's if you layer that, it 100% works. It just increases those touch points and continues to lead value to those videos and stuff that you create. It really is just creating more touch points that provide value.
Question I have for you, and then we'll get back into our 10-point plan here. It's amazing at the moment that I'm noticing a shift in these video sets. And I'm not just talking about real estate. So these really cool bands are playing an incredible song in their bedroom, and you can see the bookshelves and so forth, and the drummer's in the corner. The sound system's incredible. So they're going through professionally recorded, because it can look not right, but it can't sound Not right. It's got to sound great. But I even watched these classic, brilliant songs of, the Commodores or something like that, and it's these kids are 22 playing a song that would have been on their dad's vinyl collection, and they're in the bedroom, and I love the scene, I love the set. There seems to be a lot more of that as people don't want you on a perfect set.
Music's done a real shift due to what the sales targets used to be. So coming from that industry, I was there when the goal was we toured bands to get them to buy albums. Well, now we don't, because no one's buying albums anymore. So now you're putting music out to get people to buy tickets to your show instead. So the market's flipped there. So you are seeing a lot more people looking at different avenues. Morgan Wallen's just done a great series where he just played in a studio. He's the most viewed artist going around at the moment and selling out stadiums everywhere as a country guy at 23.
Wow. This is so interesting. And again, they're creating videos of value to get, and they're needing a stadium seat. We're needing a property on the internet. Exactly. It's the same. That's your stadium.
That's knowing.
Number 7 is repeatable behaviours. People come to you because you've created a channel to you. Explain that one.
Look, the ultimate repeatable behaviour that we try to get people to through video is that you become their go-to for anything real estate. Look, they may come to you with a question that's about a rental, but it's worth answering that because you know what's going on with them. It keeps you informed on what's happening. So if you're providing value, that end goal is you're their go-to real estate person. Will you get there in 6 months? No. If they've already got someone that they're talking to, but over time, that just starts to shift because you continue to outvalue everyone else.
Number 8's really simple. You don't have to dance like the TikTok chicken. Videos of value is a better way to go. Number 9, I'm very passionate about. Get the wording right. Words and concepts that match you.
Look, while we do a lot of script writing for people, I will never give you a script and go, you have to read this. It is a guide on messaging and what needs to be said in the video. How you say that will be dependent upon you. There's no point me standing you in front of a teleprompter and having you say words that you would never say and people know you would never say. It just isn't authentic. So you've got to adapt and be you with that. But the messaging that you get across is the important part. So yes, you have to be authentic, but there is certain language that you will use to speak to people's pain points, to speak to people's goals, so that you capture those words and capture their brain, and then using certain words to reverse that to get it to that actionable behaviour that we want them to have.
Now, Clint, what's the fork in the road of if you're a teleprompter speaker or not? And you've worked on camera with me many times. I can't use a teleprompter. I have to feel it, do it, but I'm in speaking all the time. How does someone make that decision of, I feel funny that I'm reading, or I could just say it?
Look, you do need to, if you've never done video, spend a little bit of time with a teleprompter. But the key to that is writing it in a way that you would say it. And slowing down the teleprompter. Don't forget, it's always easier for us to cut out a gap in the middle of you saying things and cover it with B-roll than it is to have you stumble words continuously. So don't feel like you've ever got to chase a teleprompter. But the teleprompter shouldn't be your goal for going and doing video. That's a step that you progress through to start heading towards not needing to use that and just feeling more confident with it. If we put any of you in a listing presentation, you'll rattle off your listing presentation and won't think twice. But that's because you've done the time, you've done the drills. Don't expect a different result from video unless you're willing to put in the same work.
What a great reference point. You know, we've just done the advanced listing workshop around the country, and all we speak about is the index, the sequence, what points do you want to get across, what signals do you want to send. This is no different. It's just a compressed version, but that same technique of presenting to an audience, be it 2 in a lounge room or 2,000 in a video for the week, it is the same thing. So don't think, oh, but I don't do video, I don't do social. Do you speak to humans each day? It's the same thing.
It's exactly the same thing. All videos have a 3-point structure, really. Like, you can go into 7 points of story. There's all different kinds of branding and marketing things that you can do. But the basic scheme of videos, whether it's movies or social media, is hook to grab the attention, information value add, call to action. so that then you're getting that repeatable behaviour.
Number 10, make the investment, be it time and funds, in the 26 videos of value plan, and do that as this year's marketing communication system versus this month, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Get better prepared and planned, and take the pressure off yourself that you do have a communications plan that isn't a one-off, it's a repeatable. Engagement, conversion, brand loyalty, and measurable impact is what you're after.
100%. Now, when we talk about make the investment, I don't want people going, oh my God, cool, I can just throw some money at this and it's done. You do have to make a financial investment, yes, but you've got to make a time investment to that as well. But it depends on how that time works best for you as to which way to make that investment. Same as it is on the financial side of it. But that doesn't mean that you have to go and have $20,000 available a month to do marketing. You can also build that plan and execute on most of it yourself. Like there is having a raw video plan is just as important as having a polished high-end video plan.
Well, Clint, from my video producer, an amazing 3-part program, and I want to thank you for appearing and sharing all this information. You've definitely given our audio value. But before I let you go, I noticed one of the big bands touring the world. You were there at the concert with your son because you worked with them for many years as well. Kiss has just been in town. How was that?
Kiss has been in town. Now, did I want to see another Kiss show? No, I think I've done 250, 300 shows in my time. I did spend 8 years with them, but I wanted my 9-year-old to know what I gave up to be home. So it was really cool taking him down. He got to meet the band. He got to meet everybody. He got to run confetti. He got to throw balloons off the stage. For a 9-year-old kid, it was absolutely mind-blowing. But it was really funny watching the journey of the concert because he was absolutely ready to go to sleep in the middle when they do the little lull. And then 10 minutes later, Rock and Roll All Night came on and he went berserk. So it was a good seeing a kid go through a repeatable action that we used to put into shows every night and make them go through that journey.
How was it working with someone like that?
Look, it was very different. I first met Gene Simmons when I was 20 years old. So I wasn't even legal to drink in bars in America, but I was touring the world designing shows with him. So it was very unique. I always respected the business acumen that they had. Like I could see from a very early age, they merchandised well. Like if you look at bands and how to merchandise absolutely everything, I don't think there's a thing in the world that you can't get without a Kiss face on it. So it was good to see all that side of it. I was always very lucky because I seemed to just always get along with the tour accountants, the production managers, the tour managers. So I got a real arching overview of everything.
What an experience. And I've got to say, they are inspiring. When I saw them at the football and at their age and still, professional, so professional. And I also noticed just how much video and media they did. They were very open with their time, be it sunrise or they were, he posted one night, I'm in Sydney alone, next thing Jimmy Barnes, they're having dinner together, and he's got a brilliant, on this topic that we're doing today, a great signal out to the world.
Yeah, exactly. He knows who he is and he knows that works, so he just does it. They're very unique, Kiss, on just the way they do everything. It was quite funny. I had a debate with someone when it was announced they were going to play the grand final about how it should be young Australian bands played and these dinosaurs wouldn't know what to do with a stadium. And I found it very unique because I was like, well, I've probably played 300 stadiums around the world with them and I know they're going to come in and rock that show.
Yeah.
So
consistency.
But trying to explain that to someone, all I could say was, I can't explain it to you. Talk to me after the show. And they rang me an hour after the show and went, you know what? You were right. They presented a stadium show. They aren't a DJ that you can put in the middle of a thing and just play some music.
Yeah, and I have the utmost respect for that. And obviously, last one that's touring at the moment is Paul McCartney, 82 years of age, playing stadiums, and you think, wow. But how, again, this professionalism that they have, they know their craft, they're not mucking around.
No, and everyone always asks me, why are they still doing it at that age? Because they enjoy it. But Paul's a very unique character, and Paul carries a gym with him everywhere that he goes. So he does a workout every day. How many 82-year-olds do you know are in the gym every day on top of doing a 3-hour show?
Unbelievable and just inspirational. So for all of you feeling tired at 40 and you see these guys at 80 doing a 3.5 hour show with no break, but they're passionate, that they are their own mechanic, they know what they're doing, and they're definitely living a life of value. Videos of Value has been a great 3-part series. Clint, thank you for joining us, and there'll be some details for people to reach out to you, but how do they get hold of you?
Look, the best way to reach out to us is jump on the website, www.myvideoproducer.com.au, and just book a strategy call. So what we do, we'll record that call, we'll put together what we think you should do, we'll give you the what and the why. We don't necessarily always give you the how, but we'll see how that goes for us working together, and we can go from there.
Thanks for sharing your time.
Thanks, Lee.